What do you think? Um, okay, let me start with Mr. Sesay because I think he is a member of R.O.P.A very strong. So, Mr. Sesay, so how do you view the school embracing digitalization when it comes to, especially when it's trying times like this, facing COVID-19 in the country, and we saw the government of the country, the president, trying to bring an online teaching program which was not effective and it served no basis for the kids, for the people, especially those daring to sit the external examination. So, what do you think as a school will embrace this digitalization?
Uh, I think you see everything's once as like for me as a Muslim, what Islam teaches us is everything happens for a reason. I think COVID-19 has let us to explore because all of what we have been used to is direct human contact in meeting each other. But I think with the advent of COVID-19, especially for people like us living in this part of the world, because I believe these digital meetings is not new in other parts of the world. For me, I think it's welcoming. Because imagine, for me, I will not lie. I think the last time I attended a meeting was during the days of Mr. New when he was principal. Um, that was the last time I attended a R.O.P.A meeting when he was principal and he was still trying to influence what will happen at R.O.P.A. That was the last time I attended a R.O.P.A meeting. So when somebody, I think it was somebody who added me to the R.O.P.A group. Somebody added me, so I started following again what is happening in R.O.P.A. So for me, when I saw on the group that you are trying to make a digital meeting, I was so happy. But I think that's a welcome move because as we all know, everybody is busy with doing his or her own thing. With this digital meeting, I think it's very good. And that's the way to go.
Hey, okay, thank you, Mr. Sesay. I think we are having another guest
Can you please increase the volume?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mr.
I think I've
Leslie.
done that.
Mr.
I've
Leslie
increased the
Town.
volume. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Leslie, good afternoon.
Like connect back again. I will get some columns.
All right, all right. Hope to get you back. Mr. Leslie, are you getting us on?
Yes,
All
he's
right.
having some connection problems.
I think Mr. Leslie is having some. Mr. Songo Davis. So, what do you think? Um, this digitalization of school, Mr. Songo Davis.
Well, for me, I think it's a big step forward in helping the school society to see how the learning process has evolved. Just like Mr. Sesay was saying, it's quite new to us in this part of the world to be able to use the digital system of learning, but it is quite effective, as so is the physical aspects of learning. It is quite it is quite I would say we have quite the same impact because as we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic presently it's ravaging not only our country but the world, and all around the world people are using this digital system to connect to one another. And for Rona or for Rokel and the group are using these forums to be able to reach out to pupils and former pupils to get everybody back on board working together. For me, it's quite commendable, and I believe with such actions, it's something that is gearing the school towards that position that we all believe that our school can get to. It is something that I believe will bring us the success rate we want our school to have. It is something I believe that can bring the impact that we believe our school needs to have. So for me, I'm very happy that the school is embracing something like this. And it starts from organizations as such. The All People's Association, the news team, and so I'm really happy. I'm really happy for such endeavors.
That's very good. We are getting there gradually. It's a process. It might not be perfect, but it's a process. Even though, just like you rightly said, it is very new in this part of the country. And I think we are a very poor school to begin this digitalization. We just hope that it will continue and it will be more successful.
Hello,
Hello,
can you hear me, please?
Yes, Mr. Lesli, I can hear you.
Sorry, I've been having a lot of calls, but I'm working currently at home. So I just wanted to know, first of all, what the meaning. I know the meeting is all about R.O.P.A, Hotel Association, and I want to know all what the meeting is all about, and then I can chip in some of my suggestion and ideas because I saw the link and I'm part of R.O.P.A, and the last time I'm also doing the same thing that you guys are doing, but it's just to call R.O.P.A members in the diaspora to be on board, and now we can support the development of the school particular. So with this new initiative that R.O.P.A or RONA has come up with is good, because even last week we had a meeting at the diaspora with a lot of people from America, all over America, UK, Germany, through this Zoom, in which I host the meeting because it has been now part of the everyday R.O.P.A discussion. And that is where we even come up with plans on how to develop some part of the school day by day. Like, for example, the sharing of the 400 marks come from the diaspora members, and the toilet. And I even have the thermometer. This is a sample I know you guys can see that will be posted tomorrow by DHL to the school. We have like 4 that was bought so that they can check the school temperature. This is the other one. So we have 4 of them here at the moment, and we need to ship it. So a lot of people are coming on board, but we need a concerted effort. I don't know what's going on now, but in our only two corner, we are thinking about the development of Wokel School, particularly the compound, because it has not been good for the past years, especially infrastructure and other things. So organizing this meeting, I was really happy to be part of it, and I'll give my support. And I will even next August 2nd, we're having meeting as well, in which I'll be briefing members on the development of this group as well. So I just say, let me just give 1 or 2, 3 words, and then I can listen to the moderator to continue the meeting.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lesli. This is what we're also doing to see how the school can pick its shape again, because we have been lagging behind for a few years now. So in our first session, we were having Mr. Mano in our first session, but he was not able to do us in the second session. We talked about how the school has been helping in terms of the COVID-19, helping the pupils realize the importance of COVID-19 and how the school is going to be developed throughout this year. We talked about the appointment of the school principal. We talked about also the performance of the school in external examinations. And also talked about the school when it comes to lawlessness, because we have been branded as one of the most lawless schools in the country. So the president was here, he made some clarifications on that, and it was good. So this is our second session of that now. We also trying to see how best we are able to help people know the importance of digitalization, especially at this time. We have talked to Mr. Sesay quite recently. He has given us his thoughts. Mr. William Davis has also given us his thoughts. I was also just trying to switch over to you and now for you to give us your thoughts on this digitalization, as we have started this. It's a new form, it's a new program. We know it's going to be trying, it's going to be challenging, but we know through the help of senior past Okelians that have the school at heart, it might be successful. So what is your take on that, sir?
My take on that is very, very good. The only thing is, because with this kind of platform is good. And for example, now, because of this COVID-19, a lot of people are at home. So I want you guys to tell me, I'll be looking at beyond beyond the present population that are going to school, for example, the Form 1, Form 2, because this platform will be good for even for us to create a platform to get teachers to be teaching the student through Zoom. You cannot able to do every members of OK school, but at least if you can get an online teaching session, for example, because when I come up with my own group, because I saw OK school on TV when I was working, and I was moved straight away to take action, because the school was in deteriorate condition that I could not stand and say, this is not real. So that was what involved me, because first of all, a member of R.O.P.A joined me in this R.O.P.A Group 1, but I was expecting, when I joined R.O.P.A Group 1, I was expecting plan of action in which R.O.P.A would start taking action. But until I was there for 3 months, I could not see anything. And then I started to think about, this is not association, because an association has to look at the welfare of their school and their pupils. So when I saw Wokel on, I could remember the day school reopened, when they were going school to show Wokel on SLBC. I shed tears, so I said, no, I cannot fold my hands when I have the opportunity, when I have the manpower, and when I have not all the resources, some of the resources to help Wokel school. So I come up straight away with an action plan that lasts for 5 months, because now I'm explaining to you. So with you guys come with this initiative, I'm willing to be on board, but in a way, in a strategic way, a motivational way, because what I want now is the students that are at home to be getting teaching, even if it is 1 hour or 30 minutes teaching online Zoom. This will be a new technological, innovative way in which we can reach out to all our students. So like, for example, we can teach a class of 50 pupils per week, because everybody can be able to get the same technology we have or you guys have at the moment. So now we need to create a platform that we can get the students and get one teacher. We can provide, for example, data for people to come online and get these lectures or this class, so they can have an interactive session to discuss about school development or even subject in school. So this is a very good idea. I support it and I give my all in it. So because I want even you guys that I've seen to even come on board on August 2nd to our meeting, so that you too can share your idea, because they said many hands make light work and many heads make good plan. So we have our plan, because our next plan will be to renovate the school toilets. So now we have sent somebody that will come up with a project in the school in which we can renovate the school toilets and then hand it over to the school, plus sustainability of the school toilets. So like I just said, we are all doing the same things, but you guys are doing far more than us, because we are looking at infrastructural development now of the school. So I can just leave this part, and then let me hear from other people in the forum as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lesli Sam. You made mention of how we are going to see how best we can do an online teaching. Yeah, that is a challenging one, but we have also created that platform by opening a YouTube channel where we want to send in our videos, and we have created another WhatsApp group where we have involved students that are in the school that are sitting to the police examination, both again once we want to help them involve them in the WhatsApp group, helping them, telling them to build YouTube channel where probably will be having teaching. It is very good connecting with Mr. Sesay, you had Mr. Lesli bring out burning issues concerning the school, comes to infrastructure. What do you have to say? Is it the administration that has been lagging behind doing the Sesay era, or this present administration? Because to say the school is not doing very well, one, in terms of public examinations, the school is not doing very well. When it comes to the infrastructure of the school, it is far way lagging behind. So, Mr. Sesay, what do you see, or what do you think, who should blame? Who should be blamed? We, the past people, should be blamed, or the administration should be blamed? Or should we just forget about the blame and then work together and build our school?
I think we just need to forget about the blame game.
No, yes. Thank you, Mr. Leslie, for your efforts. At least that is what should happen. We, in any organization, you will not have 100% people who are going to cooperate. Well, thank you very much for your efforts. In relation to the question you asked, I don't think we have to put the blame on one person alone. All of us are responsible. But in every administration, in every situation, those who are ahead, they bear the greatest responsibility. All the past administration are the major bearer of the responsibility. Like for me, I'm more disappointed in the administration of Mr. Mew because he's a Rokelian. Mr. Mew only did sixth form at the Methodist Boys High School. I was expecting much from him than Mr. Sesay. Because if you look at the school, they go to the war stage, especially under the administration of Mr. Sesay and Mr. Mew. In fact, the school was operating like it was a two different school system, which of course is one system. But like Mr. Lesli said, there is no need to go back to start to the blame game. All we have to do now is to move ahead. But like history always have it, just have to mention mistakes and people who are responsible so that we can learn from them. But like Mr. Leslie said, let's just move ahead. That is my own take.
If I can jump into what Mr. Tue or Mr. Sesay said just now. For now, it's not blame game because
Exactly.
even when I saw the school on TV, because if I can tell you, I went to Wokel from Form 1 up to Form 5. I was not even to sat to the O level because it was during my black because my parents could not even afford it for me to. So I know Wokel school and I know what I saw on TV. Because if I can remember Wokel in the days of Celestine Blake, my dear, when I saw Wokel now, it's like
Wokel is a complete eyesore.
Yeah. There is nothing to write home about when it comes to Wokel now.
Definitely.
And some of us are not happy with the current situation. Just is that at this present time we are not that strong. So that is why we are doing our level best to see how best the school.
Yeah, fine. So that's why, because when I saw Wokel in the school, and then I contact Bizoko, who is the current executive, because for me, I believe in action than words. I contact Bizoko, and Bizoko tell me that he was trying his best, but he cannot able. So I said, okay, I take telephone here. I get some people number from the R.O.P.A. one, contact a lot of people in the diaspora. The starting was challenging because first of all, the problem I have with a lot of Wokelian in the diaspora that want to support Wokel, they are looking at the administration, which is bad. You cannot get the administration on the table when you have not done something. So I tell them, okay, guys, let's forget about the administration. Let's start to do something. I said, now, when I saw the school, there was no unified marks. I called Bizoko, and Bizoko told me that there is somebody that making marks. I sent the 400 marks was coming out of my own pocket. It was an emergency situation. I spent up to 2 million to make these marks for this student. I was happy because it was my school. So I said, okay. So as soon as I get this meeting, I called them on this meeting. It was the vice president that was on this meeting. Because people were ready to even make donation, but because they were looking at the executive, I said, no, this meeting was not for the executive to come and discuss about R.O.P.A. I call this meeting to see that how we can get PPE material for our school children. That's because people started even coming on board for Wokel issue when we start distributing marks and they start seeing it on AYV or start seeing it on news, because people know that now something is going on and we need to give support. So automatically I come up with a plan. And then when I present the plan to these people in the diaspora, a lot of people were okay with it, because as I'm speaking with you now, somebody is doing the estimate of that toilet to even give the toilet a spare Milan tank, so that in case of emergency water run out, they will automatically switch onto the reserve Milan tank. So they are going to do a budget, and that budget they will be presented to the meeting on 2nd August. That's why I'm even stressing, because now we are not even, I don't want even to having discussion on site. I want action, because action brings development. Because how can a school run without a good toilet facility? That's even a poor administration.
Mm-hmm.
That's a poor even administration.
Thank you very much.
So we are taking part of the infrastructural section to see that every 2 or 3 months we take a project. If after the toilet we go to the staff room, from the staff room we start with the classes. From the classes, then we can think about other things. And I don't want to say a month, because I'm coming in October. Because on the foundation day, I want the school to have an interactive session. That's why I want you guys to come on board, because this is not one-man business or two-man business. This is everybody business now. Because we need to take the bull now by the horn, because when we start doing something, the administration will see, oh, these guys, they are doing something. Let's have a talk with them and see what is going on. That's the time we start talking with the administration on looking at the development of the school and start making demands. Because the administration will say, oh yeah, these people, they are working, they are active, they are doing development within the schools. So now we need to talk to them. We need to see what we need to contribute to the development of the school. And that's where you have them on the table and start making your demands. But if you can't do anything and then you want to tell government how to run administration, it does not work like that. Because now people want to see evidence.
That's very good, Mr. Lesli.
People want to see evidence before they can get involved. And when these things happen, when they saw this presentation, a lot of people call me that, oh, I'm a Rokelian. I want to, people are not even proud of Rokel to start with.
Yes.
My
people
brother,
are
these are the
not.
we are having.
All right, Mr. William Davis, you have heard what Mr. Lesli Tam have just said and what Mr. Sesay have just said. What is your take on this issue?
Well, like the other guests have just spoke about, it's not something good to talk about when it comes to the present situation in our school. You take back the examples of other schools that have associations, as we do, old pupils associations and news organizations or whatever, and you see that they take the initiative to do something like Mr. Tam was saying. If we just keep wanting the administration to do this and that, it's not going to happen, because the government, through the Ministry of Education, has a budget for the year in which they know the amount of money they are going to apportion to each and every government-assisted school. And if Rokel is going to only be dependent on that small subsidy received by the ministry, then I don't think the school is going to move from where it is to get to a better place. We are just going backwards in the alphabet until we get to Z, and we don't want that to happen. And so it's time, I guess, we all need to do something. So it's not more about what we're going to say right now. Like Mr. Tam said, we have said a lot. There are lots of times we've had interactive sessions like this. We've had meetings, we've had dialogues about how to help the school, but it is still where it is. Now we need to move. So starting with these innovations about coming up with helping the school rebuilding infrastructure, helping the school get pupils to the digital era, also helping the administration to function in a proper way, helping them to see how they can help rebuild the school back to its past glory. I think it's time for action more than what we're going to say. We've had lots of meetings, lots of discussions. We need to act.
That's very good. That's very good.
And then to mention something again, there is a lady in America that is called Tene. I know some of you guys are familiar. We even contact somebody in America to even start making website for Rokel School so that the administration can have a whole email address, and then have the school have a website in where we can post our activity, and people in the diaspora, even we are thinking about setting up a GoFundMe page so that we can raise funds for even local school, because like I said, this is not about only infrastructure. Because for me, when I saw Wokel, I cannot hide it from you. Wokel is down dead. We need to resurrect it. We are far, far way back behind than all the other schools. I've not seen those schools, but from the experience people told me and what I saw on the TV, we are far away. So like, for example, we have even contacted somebody to create a website. So when somebody comes up with this YouTube page, I was really, really happy. Now I know that people are really coming on board, because this is not a one-man show and we don't need to be duplicating effort. So if you guys have opened this on innovative way, like for example, me, I'll be, even if it is cost monthly, I'll be subscribing for some students that are interested to join and have the discussion. Because even our meeting, to even get like the first meeting I call, I send up to if people can remember, we even said in the 1990s, we even provide 10,000 data for people that want to join the meeting. You could not believe, even people will send the credit to people, the data, and people could not join the meeting. So it was frustrating. I even sent 200,000. I called somebody to share it amongst people that don't have data to come on Zoom, so that you motivate them to come on board. People could not even come. Even this week, the last meeting we have on Sunday, I even sent to people that are interested again. They could not come in online. So, but that does not frustrate me, because my own aim and objective is that even the toilet, I tell people in the diaspora, whether they give their money, whether they don't give their money, if I have the budget is 10 million. I'll start with 5 million. They'll start doing the work. Because the problem with the thing is, this is not about individual, it's about giving back to the school. And it's very, very important, because Wokel is not only an institution. If you go all of this school now, you look at it, Wokel have one of the best infrastructure as a school. It's just maintenance and lack of good administration, supervision that make Wokel down to the day like this.
Okay, Mr. Leslie, that's very good. So we are having 8 minutes to close the session. So Mr. Sesay, can you give us your last words?
Mr. Leslie, he has actually, I'm very happy for him. To have people like that right now in Israel is not easy. Because most times what we have here is people who just talk. I will just continue to pray for him, to provide for him, so that he will have the confidence to continue doing what he is doing. Just to
Mr.
yeah.
Mr. Davis, can you give us your last words?
Okay, I am really happy that we have members like Mr. Sesay and Mr. Tam that sees this innovative as something good, and that see it as something that will help in the development of the school. So we are just urging all Wokelians, those here presently in the country and those in the diaspora, former pupils, former members of the news organization, to come on board and help push this innovative, so that we can gain success in whatever we are doing to help our school. We still have the YouTube channel functioning. Every day we have videos of all the programs we're doing here. And in the near future, starting next week, we had assurance from the news team that they'll be using the Zoom and the live stream program from our YouTube page to stream news live from their homes, or maybe from the school premises, which we would love to see. And I would really like everyone who has the school at heart to come on board and help, so that we all can get our school back to the glory it was.
All right, it was nice having you guys on board, Mr. Leslie, Mr. Sesay, and Mr. Williams Davis. It was very nice having you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much. We do hope to be having you again in our subsequent programs.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Always here.
Thank you very much, guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.